In this video we're going to talk about how to write web page copy that near enough sells for you. Writing web page copy is something that takes practice, and getting your copy to sell without screaming high pressure sales and therefore irritating potential customers takes even more practice. But with a little extra care while you're writing, you can tilt the odds of making a sale in your favour quite nicely. Start with the knowledge that our minds struggle to process negative words and usually take the shortcut of just ignoring them completely. Which, if you've ever told a young child not to drop something, explains why they do the exact opposite of what you thought you'd told them to do. So the command "don't drop that" actually turns into a command of "drop that." Simple once you realise that they discard the negative word "don't", but before that it's pretty much a yikes. But that discarding negative words actually still happens as we get older, and I don't mean sort of older in retirement home older, just older than a child. Sure, we think we're not just older but wiser, and that we're above that kind of thing, but truth be told, that's far from the case. The good news is that negative words are quite easy to spot when you read through your copy, so you should be able to track them down and adjust them if needed before publishing your final copy. There's lots in this article, but that's partly because of what I'm explaining. But if you're unintentionally using negative words, you'll spot them. Of course, if you're intentionally doing them and being sneaky, you could put something in that is worded one way for your conscious mind, the bit that reads and claims to understand all these negative words, and your subconscious mind, which is the bit that's almost always in control. Of course, you have to be careful here. If you use a bold statement such as "don't buy this", it actually ticks the box for including the command to buy the product. So your subconscious will be in buying mode, but it's a bit too brash for your conscious mind, which could well rebel against the command and just say, "Okay, I won't buy it", which is counterproductive. If you've ever deleted an email that says "don't delete this", you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I've done it lots of times, I'm sure you have. So you need to just take a step back when you're doing this kind of analysis and think for a few seconds, or even just a second, about what you've written and whether there are any unintended consequences. A bit like a buyer of the domain for the site Pen Island didn't do a few years ago, and I'm not going to read that as it got read by a lot of other people. But the trick with this is to play around with your words, and the more you do that, the more it will become second nature. And probably the easiest way is to actually catch yourself when you add negative words into your web copy, because you're in slightly more analytical mode. It means you can test how they work on both levels of your mind, and just have a play with your words and see how you can make a few, often very small, tweaks so they're more positive and therefore more likely to make sales for you. And that's all you're doing, you're just tilting the odds in your favour. And if you'd like to know more, just click the link below this video. I'm not going to read it out, it's long, but it's below this video, and it's, depending on where you're watching this, probably been on screen all the time as well. So thanks for watching. Enjoy yourself and have fun.